If I had my way, everything would be so nice. This world would be like Paris. No, it would be a paradise. No one would ever have to say, I'm gonna get my wish someday. All one would have to do is say, this is my order, if you may.
Welcome to another episode of The School Without Walls. I'm host and founder, Antonio Hobbs. Date is September the 22nd, 2014. We are pre-recorded. My guest today is Dr. Mary D. Brentley, a professor here at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, right?
Yes.
And before I go further, let me briefly mention what this program is basically all about. Then I will interview you. This program is basically designed to augment the African American family. We are many when it comes to families, but we here at the School Without Walls believe that love or charity begins at home and it spreads abroad. There are so many things that our young people need that we cannot get within the walls of the school, such as teaching them how to be more productive economically, spiritually, and etc. So, Dr. Brentley, you have a program that ties right into this, in my opinion. It's one part of the National Association of Black Men United?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Tell us about that program, please.
National Association of Black Men United is an organization that was organized at the University of Arkansas in Conway. And this program was organized by a young man in 1995 whose name is Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis organized a program, and it was a program based on the Million Man March. And after that period, one of the students at that time, who later became was in college, decided to organize the program, and that was in 1997.
That's here on this campus, all right?
No, at UCA.
UCA, okay.
Yes. And his name was Jason Smedley. Jason Smedley is now founder of the program. And we organized at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff in 2013 in the fall semester. With that organization, we had 7 young men to come on board. And they are known as our 7 magnificent, well, I'm saying magnificent seven, but
right,
it was really the 7 significant successors.
Oh,
and
7
so,
significant successes. That
so
sounds
they are, in this order at that time when they came in, was James Foss, Christian Jefferson, Davian Banks, James Mason, Devin Ingram, and William Brown.
How about that? And Banks is with us
Oh, and
now.
David Page. I did leave one off.
David Page.
Yes.
And Banks is with us today, is that right?
Yes, Banks is here with us today.
He will speak
later in the program.
Okay, very good. This Mason, whenever I hear Mason, I think of Mr. Mason, who used to be such an outstanding citizen here in the state of Arkansas that worked with agriculture. And he has a son in Little Rock named Jesse Mason. Is that any relationship?
I don't know if they're related or not. I can't tell you
Every time I hear
that.
Mason, because he was such a role model when I was a child. That's Jesse Sr.
Right.
But I imagine you know Jesse Mason.
I do know
right.
Jesse.
Yeah, he's a lot like his daddy. He's civics-minded. All right, so much for that. Continue, please.
Okay, one of the things that the program and why it interests me so much is that one of the 10 principles of NABMU is that each male must commit to graduating college. And that is so very, very important. In fact, we're working with a quality initiative study which emphasizes African American males and their development in leadership skills. So NABMU would naturally be one of the programs that one of our students would be able to come to.
Let me ask this question. We have 3 more minutes in this session. Why is it so significant that a person receives a diploma, graduate? Say she has 3 years and a half. Why is that diploma so significant?
Oh, that's a great question. One of the reasons why it's important is because in our freshman year, we have 50% males and females, and that's an approximation. But by the time they graduate, we only have a third of the male students graduating college.
Is that right?
And that is a significant reason why we want more African American males to participate in our quality initiative.
Now, in the next 2 minutes, could you tell us why is it that the males have a tendency to drop out and the females don't?
In my opinion, only. I feel that African American males tend not to ask questions in classrooms. They think that they can actually figure out a problem, or if there's a question that they need answered, that they can go to their peers and get the answer, rather than coming to an advisor. And when we do not know, we stop out, we drop out, and we quit. So that is one of the reasons why I personally feel. Now, data supports a lot of what I'm saying.
I think it's very important because we want to change that, whatever the behavior is that's causing that, right?
Yes.
We have to find out what the problem is. So that does make some sense. We're going to make a station break, and we'll be back just in a few minutes to continue talking about those 10 principles.
All right.
I believe you mentioned 2.
I mentioned 1.
1, okay.
Yes.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
To get in the way before it happens.
To get a friend home safe.
And to not blame the victim.
It's on us.
To look out for each other.
To
not look the other way.
It's on us to stand up.
To step in.
To take responsibility.
It's on us, all of us,
To stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Hi, I'm Sunflower Wilson, a recent graduate with a degree in fisheries biology. As I begin working on my master's, I am confident in the skills and lessons that UAPB has taught me through instructors like Dr. Hawkness.
Sunflower challenged herself with a rigorous course curriculum. Her efforts led to numerous presentations in front of scientific audiences at state and national venues. A National Science Foundation internship gave her the opportunity to go to Alaska and work with scientists examining crustacean physiology. UAPB prepares its students for opportunities like these every day.
UAPB prepared me.
Did you go to the schoolyard? Where did you look? We can make a plan somehow. If I just.
He's a smart boy, and he's going to be okay.
Just okay, try to call him again.
There's no reception. Everything is down.
Try.
I can't.
Try already.
Nothing's working.
Well, just
Everything's
try.
down.
Do you think he's on his way? Please. Is he okay?
Laura.
Please tell me he's okay.
I need you to calm down.
What? It's my baby. This is so bad. He's out there by himself.
Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov.
Those of you who have just joined us, I'm Antonio Hobbs, host for this educational program called The School Without Walls. My guest is Dr. Mary D. Brentley, professor here at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. We were talking about reasons why the African American male has a tendency to drop out, and you said data. You had some data. What is some of the data?
Well, researchers like Vincent Tinto augment that if a male student or any student for that matter, tend to become involved in different organizations on campus, then that tends to give that student a commitment. And when students are committed, then they tend to stay and graduate, and they persist in school. And one of our main objectives is to get our male students involved in various organizations on campus. And we have over 80 organizations that those students can join during their tenure here at the university. And we would posit that if our students become involved, then they will be committed to stay and do well in school. And that is our main purpose and our main goal. We know that any student who joins an organization must have at least a 2.4 or 2.5. And if that student commits himself to joining an organization to learn leadership skills and also learn academically, then he or she will persist in school and continue to graduate.
That's excellent, excellent. So we'll keep all of that in mind. All right, the other principles? What is the third?
Okay, we have the 10 principles, and I'll just read those 10 principles to you. The 10 principles of NABMU consist of, number 1, NABMU members commit to graduating from college. Number 2, NABMU members commit to applying the 10 principles. NABMU members commit to supporting NABMU programs. NABMU members commit to sitting in the front of class. NABMU members commit to working with like-minded organizations. NABMU members commit to financially supporting the organization. NABMU members commit to being responsible adults. NABMU members commit to conducting themselves in a manner that is positive, reflections of the organization and themselves. NABMU members commit to supporting future college students, and NABMU members commit to being an asset to the African American community.
All right, I'd like to question you about 3 of those.
Okay.
One is sitting near the front of the class. What advantage would that be, in your opinion, or from your experience?
Okay, from my experience, in our person and social development class, we always tell our students that those that are in the T formation, that is along the front of the front row of the class and straight down the middle, will be the ones observed most often by our faculty members. And they are the ones who actually sit and persist. And so we just feel that that is important for you to sit in the front of the class, get to know your faculty member, and also answer as many questions as you possibly can so that you will be recognized.
I agree with you on that, and I've worked in the profession a long time, and I've learned from experience nearly all students that sit near the front are the better students.
Yes.
And there's reason for it. Number one, I believe that they feel more secure because they come there, and as you said, they're right there where they get more attention, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's an excellent thing. The third one, it was not number 3, but it had something to do with personal, is it appearance or personal, what was that about, that personal character, something you mentioned down the way?
The NABMU members commit to conducting themselves in a manner that is positive, reflections of the organization and themselves. Is that the one?
Yes. Let us talk about first part. What's the object in conducting themselves according to the organization? I assume that was taking the 10 principles.
Yes.
Now, what about personal? What would be some of the traits or characteristics of how they should behave to be successful personally?
Okay. Well, we feel that the members should act respectably, be
For
complete
example,
gentlemen,
non-saggy pants.
Non-saggy pants, and you will not find our NABMU members in
hats
sagging
on
pants.
backwards, caps
no
on
hats on backwards or otherwise. They do carry themselves in a professional way, and I really respect that. I like the idea that they come in and they have their agenda ready for the meetings, and the meetings run smoothly. We have a meeting that lasts only 1 hour each time we meet, and it's very professional.
That is excellent, excellent. One thing I've noticed since I've been here at the university is we're having our youngsters, I know students graduate and leave, but we have a much better group of students than we had a few years back when it looked like everybody was trying to sag and carry their pants, trying to ignore the phone.
Right.
and I see progress made. And I often walk by classrooms and I don't see as many sitting with their hats on in the class. Of course, I fault teachers for that.
I do too.
I really think the teachers at fault.
Yes.
And so I'm seeing progress. Now you have about what, 17, 18 students in this program?
Yes, we do.
What, is there a limit to the number of students can be in the program?
No, there's no limit at all. In fact, we encourage all Black African American males that meet the qualification to inquire about our NABMU program.
Now, what are the qualifications again?
The qualifications is that they must have earned at least a 2.6 GPA, and they must be interested in our program and what our principles are.
Okay.
And they must also converse with one of our NABMU members to be able to actually be invited to our program.
I see. That's excellent. We have 1 minute here, and I've learned quite a lesson today. You should always turn your phone off once you're on television.
Yes.
But anyway, in the next minute, say whatever you'd like to say about this. In the last segment, we're going to talk more about you and those children.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. The National Association of Black Men United is a very wonderful program. Our students are engaged in various organizations on campus, and they show very much leadership skills, and I appreciate that. They act like perfect gentlemen.
Do you have the list of those, the total group here with you?
No, I do not have the entire list.
Okay.
But our fellow students will be able to present those to you.
Good. We would like to at least name those students.
Okay.
We're going to pause now. I believe we're moving into the final segment in just a minute. We'll be back in just a minute.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
No more teachers, dirty look. School's out for summer. School's out forever. School's out with fever. School's out completely.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%. And it can happen in every place.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
Those of you who just joined us, I'm Antonio Hobbs, host and founder of this educational program called The School Without Walls. My guest is Dr. Mary D. Brentley, professor here at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. And would you be considered as director of the National Association of Black Men United here on campus?
I'm an advisor.
She's an advisor to that group here on campus. I want to talk a little bit about you as a role model. I think you're a wonderful role model. Were you born here in the state of Arkansas?
Yes, I was born here in Arkansas.
Where?
In Pine Bluff.
Oh, you're at home.
I'm at home.
That is wonderful. And children?
I have 3 children. Eric, Kenneth, and Shayla, and they're all graduates of UAPB.
That is wonderful too. How did you manage to get your children to graduate here, whereas a lot of us have children, they go to Timbuktu to school? What happened to cause yours to come here?
I've worked here for 40 years.
And you started as a very little girl.
Yes, I started as a little girl.
Go ahead.
And because of my work relationship, then my children were able to go at 50%, of course, with the employee discount.
That is an incentive.
And they
right
enjoyed going and attending the university.
I see.
Yes.
What are they doing now?
I have one son, Kenneth, who is working for oil and gas company, in Houston, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And the other son is a retired disabled veteran.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter is working for the Houston Chronicle in Houston, Texas.
Was the one who is a disabled veteran a career person who just got hurt in the military?
No, in fact, he was in the National Guard.
Mm-hmm.
And when the National Guard was deployed to Iraq, he was there for 13 months.
Mm-hmm.
And during that time, he
got
became
injured.
disabled. Yes.
I see. Okay, so seemed like you have a success story. All three of them educated, have
Yes.
formal education, and they are taking care of themselves, right?
Right.
That's success right there.
Yes.
Is there a Mr. Brentley still living?
No.
Oh, well, he's
And Brentley is my father's name.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, well, all right. Now, anything else other than this program can you say to the general public that might help our young people to be better people?
I believe that all students need to get an education.
Mm-hmm.
Education is very, very prime and very, very key to anyone's success.
Mm-hmm.
And it's incumbent upon me, any student who does not want to continue school or cannot find success in school once they're here. Our ideal place is to get our students to the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff so that we can make them successful and want to graduate from college.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do come, they'll come through our program, Basic Academic Services,
Mm-hmm.
and we look forward to all of our students coming and becoming a part of the university.
All students come through the academic
Yes,
service?
all
of them?
students come through University College,
Mhm.
and we're under the auspices of University College, and we're Basic Academic Services, which is the first year experience program.
Mm-hmm. And you have a curriculum for that group of students, do you? Or what?
Not a
give-
curriculum per se. Basic Academic Services, the first year experience, we help them to become acclimated to college through our orientation program.
Mhm.
We also teach 2 classes, personal and social development and career and life planning.
Mhm.
And that helps our students to learn study skills and strategies and time management and various other parts of our classes to help them become successful in their other classes that they take.
Do they get college credits for
They
those
do get
courses?
college credit.
I was reminded when I entered AM&N college, we had something called orientation.
And that's the same.
Similar to that, right?
Yes.
Orientation gives you a general knowledge of why you're there and what's
Right.
going on.
Yes.
And I believe we got 1 hour credit. Do you get 3 hours?
We get 3 hours. We get 2 hours for our personal and social development class, which is the study skills part of the program, and career and life planning will receive 1 hour credit.
I see. And your role with that program is what now?
I am director of the
You're
Basic Academic
director
Services
of the
program.
Basic Academic Service Program.
Yes.
Does that mean there's another part that you're not directing?
No, Basic Academic
That's
Services
everything.
is the freshman
That's the whole
studies
thing,
program.
I see.
Yes.
That's very interesting, very interesting. You remember earlier we talked about the idea that I had pertaining to grammar, English. Do you think
Yes.
that could work into your program?
Certainly it can.
Yeah,
In fact, the personal and social development book that we're using this year is On Course, and On Course has 27 different essays where you can actually write personal essays to yourself, and that's involving a lot more writing than our previous books that we've used, and we love On Course because of the various activities. We actually have My Story category in the On Course book, where a personal student will tell his or her story of why they're in college and the struggles that they've had to go through in order to become successful. So our students write about those as well. And so and really what you were talking about is that the student needs to be able to actually speak and write
Correctly.
correctly,
Right.
and by doing so, then they will certainly be better students in the university.
Well, we have about 1 more minute, so I'm certainly proud to have you on the program, and you've dispensed so much information. I'm sure there's more that we could talk about the other program. You said
Yes.
there are other segments, is that right?
Right.
Now, what are the other segments?
Well, the Quality Initiative program is one that the university has adopted, and it's the African American males developing leadership skills. And in the leadership skills, there are several organizations that our freshman students can become a part of. The Hometown Organization is one. NAVMU could certainly be one. And there is another program.
NAVMU is what we're doing right now.
Right, NAVMU is what we're doing now. And they also can join later on fraternities. They can also go into NAACP. We do have a college chapter here on campus. So there are several different organizations that our students can become a part of.
Let me say this, time is about to run out.
Yes.
I would like for you to come back on our next show, next program, to continue talking about this.
Okay.
We'll get together before we leave on the date.
Thank
All right?
you.
It'll probably be in next month,
Okay.
early next month. Thank you again for being with us.
Thank you.